Hi, everybody. My name is Monty McIntyre, and I've been a California civil attorney since 1980 and a member of the American Board of Trial Advocates since 1995. Now, back when I was admitted to a BOTA, you had to have tried 20 civil jury trials to conclusion, and you had to be found out to be an excellent trial lawyer and somebody who kept her word, was civil and professional, and didn't play games and all of that stuff. So I'm very proud to be a member of a BOTA. Now, when I started practicing law in 1980, I was lucky because back then we got training. We didn't call it mentoring then, but we got training. I was trained by some of the best trial lawyers in San Diego, how to do things right, how to prepare your cases, and how to try your cases. Unfortunately, by the time you got to the end of the 80s, nobody was being trained anymore. Everybody was too busy. Everybody was trying to meet their billable hour requirements. And that's even worse today. So I've been voluntarily helping a number of lawyers, giving them mentoring in the past 10, 20 years. And recently I decided I'm going to start offering what I call lawyer master mentoring to lawyers throughout the country, California and otherwise, to help lawyers develop their skills, avoid mistakes, and build their law practice to create their dream law practice. So in today's blog, I'm going to talk about this concept of taking the long view in your law practice. Now, one of the problems when we're less experienced and we're younger is we think we have unlimited ability, unlimited energy. We think we can tackle anything. But the reality is that the law practice is very demanding. And it's better to think of the law practice as a marathon, not a sprint. If you're constantly trying to take on every case you can take on, you're going to get overworked, you're going to get overly stressed, you're going to get burned out, and you're going to take on too many bad cases. And I can tell you from unfortunate experience, bad cases take as much time, if not more, than the great cases. And bad clients are really a headache to deal with, and they can cause you a lot of problems. So take the long view. And one of the ways you take the long view is you say, I have to make sure that I have the capacity to handle things well and be my best in doing my practice. Well, one of the ways you have to figure that out is how many cases can you handle at a time? Now, back when I started practice in 1980, it used to take 5 years to get to trial. You could handle a lot of cases because it took a long time and you didn't have the same time pressure with each case. But by the end of the 80s, in California, we started this fast track system where you would get to trial within 1 year. Now, some of you younger lawyers won't know about that or maybe don't remember that, but that made you change what you did because you had to handle fewer cases. In the last several years with the pandemic, and before that with budget cuts in California, courts with less funding and other things in the pandemic, it takes longer to get to trial now. So usually these days it's about 2 years to get to trial. So what you have to do is you need to figure out what is your best number of cases to handle at any time with having to try it within 2 years. And then what you do with that is you make sure that you pick the best cases and you don't go above your limit, because this is going to give you the ability to do things well, think strategically, make sure you're ahead of the game, not behind in responding, and it's going to help give you a much better lifestyle. And what you have to realize is you're probably going to be practicing law for 40, 50 years. And you aren't going to do it if you're sprinting every time. You have to think of it as a marathon. You have to treat yourself well, and you have to make sure you can take care of your clients. So think of it with the long term. That's going to give you better results, and getting better results will help you get better referrals. And getting better results and better referrals is going to help you build the kind of law practice that you want to build. So that's my idea for this week's blog. I'm going to come back with you every week, and sometimes I'm going to give you some new case law developed in California, published recently. Sometimes I'm going to give you a law tip like today. Sometimes I'm going to give you a life tip and give you some ideas of how to improve not only your law practice, but your daily and personal life. Because I want you to live abundantly and have a great law practice and a great life. So until I come back and we meet again in a week or so, I hope you do well and be well, and I hope you stay safe and healthy in this continuing pandemic. Bye-bye now.